Patterson. We are at the 13th annual St. Louis Prototype Modelers Meet. I'm doing an outdoor photo shoot. We're going to talk about this table saw. That's absolutely magnificent. This is the best hobby in the world.
What's neat?
What's neat?
What's neat?
What's neat starts now.
Catch the What's Neat podcast every week and full episodes of What's Neat every month at the Model Railroad Hobbyist YouTube page.
Hi, I'm George Celios from Fine Scale Miniatures, and you are watching What's Neat This Week with Ken Patterson.
The What's Neat This Week in Model Railroading Show is made possible by viewers like you and is proudly supported by Model Railroader Magazine, helping enthusiasts become better modelers for more than 90 years. To learn more, visit trains.com. Additional support is provided by Spring Creek Model Trains, your destination for model trains. Stop in and say, wow. Check out their website at springcreekmodeltrains.com.
Intermountain Railway Company, where the detail makes the difference. Check out their website at intermountain-railway.com. Additional support is provided by Yelsma Graphics, America's leading distributor of quality railroad art and embroidered clothing since 1985. Check out their website at yelsma.com. Further support is provided by the NCE Corporation, the power of DCC. Visit their website at ncedcc.com. And thank you for supporting the What's Neat This Week podcast.
This is the What's Neat This Week show in Model Railroading, show number 304 for February 8th, 2025. I'm your host, Ken Patterson, the host of this wonderful show. And yeah, we got some really cool videos coming out with Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine. But something I want to say, guys, real quick starting out, because you guys just love it when I brag. The What's Neat video on how to build trestles, on how to build Leitner trestle that ran at Model Railroad Hobbyist Magazine, I believe it was sometime last summer, is up to 108,000 views. And for Model Railroad videos, I think that's really a relatively good number.
Mm-hmm. It's not bad.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The January video is running right now. I think I just looked at it a few minutes ago online. I think that's around 13 or 14,000 views. And in that show, I believe that's where Mr. Zydek was interviewed by Joey Gento.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sam?
Yeah.
Zydek?
Yeah.
And he's got an
Zydek, yeah.
absolutely just beautiful, beautiful layout. Just an incredible amount of
Yep.
craftsman structures, colorful, believable, realistic looking. It's a treat. Thank you very much, Joey, for creating that wonderful piece for us here on the show. All right, so without further ado, I've got Mike sitting here. Mike, buddy.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Mike. Right next to me, I've got James Regier
Hey, everybody.
and Steve Mantia.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. So let's start with you, Mike. We don't have a camera person, so I'm going to run camera tonight, which I've always wanted to do, which is cool because usually half the time I forget to put on the microphone. So let's do this. I'm going to get up and play.
All right.
But
All
Mikey,
right.
take it away, buddy.
Okay. Well, should I wait till you get to the camera?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, all right.
Go ahead, Mike.
All right.
Tell us what you
Okay.
have, Mike.
Is the camera on?
Oh,
we're gonna
wow.
have fun.
Oh, I
Here
thought
we
the
go.
camera was...
Go on.
That's just the boom.
I
That
loved
was the
right.
it
camera.
last week's
Okay.
live element. The banter. Are you kidding? Did you see Joshua's segment on the turntable? I watched it. Okay,
In the
go ahead.
yard, talking about the yard.
Okay.
Yeah, more fire apparatus this week from Bob Johnson at Masterbuilt Models, and these two are PCX 87 models. This is their Seagraves pumper truck, and then a Ferrara ladder truck. But these models have been decorated for a lot of different fire departments. But I've been getting the New York Fire Department livery.
Oh, yeah.
And then these two on the end, I was pretty surprised to see these. These will make Dirk Reynolds happy. They're from Iconic Replicas, and it's from the Emergency TV show.
Oh, wow.
And Squad 51, which I never watched it, but they just started running it on MeTV in the afternoon. So
Oh, it's awesome. I watched that in 2nd grade.
yeah.
What year was that?
Well, this truck is a 74, and the fire engine is a 73, so I would say early 70s.
Yes.
That was when I was discovering cars and girls and stuff. I didn't watch TV very much.
That was such a cool show.
Yeah, well, I'll start watching it now when I can.
Yes.
But anyway, very nice models. This one is a Ward LaFrance pumper truck, and then this is a Dodge D300 truck, which I already lost the driver's side mirror, but I'll replace those with Plano etched metal mirrors that'll look a lot better anyway. But that's a nice model. Same basic truck as the old Roco Dodge pickup.
Okay.
And they match size-wise and everything just about perfectly. So anyway, Iconic Replicas is a brand of those. I've never really had any of their stuff. Last week when I had a Continental Trailways bus, that's the first model of theirs that I've gotten. So pretty nice.
I'm sure Dirk will tell us. We were trying to figure out. I know I've watched the show 100 times. John Gage is one of the firemen, paramedics, but I can't think of who the other one
Which
is.
show is this?
The emergency.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
oh,
I can
it's-
picture him. Randolph Mantooth.
Yeah, I remember
Randolph
Mantooth.
Mantooth. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. But
How funny.
yeah, that's always.
So-
You say so.
no,
Yeah.
It was
I've
before my
watched-
time.
Yeah.
Well, I've watched it.
I don't know. I never
especially
watched it. I
MeTV.
don't know why I remember that, but it
Yeah.
just popped into my head.
MeTV always has it on in that. So
Yeah.
it's one of those shows I've watched
Right.
a dozen different times. So
So anyway, yeah, that's what I brought. I also brought. I didn't show it, and I'll show it in a couple weeks or something. But I bought a 3D printed Burger Chef restaurant off eBay.
wow.
And a lot of people might not even remember Burger Chef, but they eventually got taken over in St. Louis by Hardee's. But they were a big thing in the 70s, which is what I model. So I'm kind of looking forward to putting this 3D kit together and seeing how it turns out.
I remember there was a Burger Chef in South County right by the mall. And
Yeah.
and then they had some of when Star Wars came out in
Yeah.
the 70s, they were
Yeah.
marketing some of the
Yeah.
Star Wars stuff there. But yeah, I remember Burger Chef and Jeff
Yeah,
and all
right.
that. Yep.
Incredible.
yeah. Might be going to make us really feel old then.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right,
Right.
James Redier.
Well, so what I got today, this is a project that's been, gosh, I'd say a few years in the making. Back when we were remodeling our house a few years ago, I started it. This is a Santa Fe Drover car. Cars like this were built circa 1931 through 1937. There were about 17 of them total built. They were built about the same time as the steel cupola caboose and borrowed a lot of the architecture from those cars. These Drover cars and the ones that came before them were designed to transport cattle owners as well as cattle hands to market on the cattle trains, and the drovers would be responsible for caring for the herd on their way to market. And in those days, marketing was also done in person. Now, around about 1950, while these were being used as drover cars, this end here with the small windows had enough seating capacity for up to 12 people. And there were either 8 or 12 bunks. I'd need to research. There were 4 stacks. If they were 3 deep or 2 deep, I'd have to look at more pictures. But the idea was that they would ride on these trains in these rudimentary accommodations, and then they'd ride back on coach class on a regular passenger train.
Were these cars at the end of the train or in front before the stock cars?
I've heard varying accounts that they either rode right behind the locomotive, where the air was a little bit fresher,
Right.
or they were in front of the caboose where they served as a buffer for the
boy,
conductor.
yeah.
Now, occasionally they'd use the way cars or cabooses as drover cars, but the conductors and train crews absolutely hated
I'll
that
bet.
because the drovers smelled like the cattle they managed.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Now, this service lasted probably through the Second World War, and at that time, folks became more accustomed, probably due to manpower shortages during the war, to actually doing their sales from home, that they no longer had to accompany their cattle to market. Also, you had changes in the way traffic was managed, that had oftentimes shifted to roadways instead of the railroad. So a lot of these drover cars, especially the steel ones, were then rebuilt into what the railroad called cabbage cars, and I'll also be making one of those. They took these tall windows on this end, on the bunk end, and they actually gutted the bunk end, made that into a baggage room. They added a conductor desk in the passenger area, and then these cars served out the remainder of their careers, serving local branch line service, meeting the federal mandates for providing passenger service and express service, but without additional equipment. Now, this is an absolute test model. The final one will have an actual interior. It'll have underbody details, that sort of thing. I wanted to make sure I had the truck bolster height correct and the coupler height correct, and also that the model would come together well. There are different characteristics that that these larger resin objects have that I haven't really experienced before. They tend to want to bow a bit and that sort of thing. And so how you do the walls inside of the caboose can have a big influence on how well it avoids warpage and that sort of thing. So it's giving me some design pointers, and as well as letting me know that my measurements are more or less correct. So I'd like to give a big shout out to Steve Mantia, who sent me a whole bunch of photos for this drover car, and in fact, his book, Livestock Movements on the Santa Fe, or Livestock Operations on the Santa Fe, is one of the ones that actually inspired this project to begin with.
Oh, okay, that's where it came from.
Yeah. Another good resource is this one over here, and you can see a couple of the prototype photos in both configurations. This is Coach Caboose and Coach Cabbage and Caboose by John McCall. So here's the drover car in its original configuration, and here's where they cut the baggage door in and that sort of thing.
So that's an acronym for coach, baggage, and caboose.
Yeah.
Cabbage.
Right.
Right.
So,
Now-
cabbage has that meaning of an F40 that's been,
Right.
converted into a baggage.
Is that in print now? No.
This one?
I think
No,
I've had
it's-
that book for about 30 years.
No, it's out of print. I did find one on eBay, however, at some point.
James, did other railroads do this same thing? With owners and cattle hands traveling with the livestock?
Yes, I know the Rock Island did that. MKT has one. In fact, I think there's a drover caboose in the Museum of Transportation here in Kirkwood, in their shed where a lot of their equipment that they haven't quite classified is buried. But a lot of the railroads did this service because people wanted to deal in trade. Now, whether other railroads shared this exact same design, I don't know.
Sure,
I know the Santa Fe seemed to do a lot of their own caboose designs in those days. But yeah, I mean, these steel cupola cabooses, once they were rebuilt, they served out until the end of cabooses in the 1980s.
Didn't somebody have long cabooses like this with the cupola on them? Or
Yes.
is that the way they were built?
Yeah,
at first?
I've seen those before. The Santa Fe didn't have them of that length. They did have cabooses with side doors on them, like in earlier configurations. Like this was the final configuration when they were building the steel cabooses, and switching away from wood.
Yeah. Those probably didn't have anything to do with livestock, though. Maybe the ones I saw.
They may have, but it all depends. I know I know a bunch of railroads did have that service or some car of that configuration because they wanted to offer as Spartan a car as they possibly could,
Right.
for the drovers going to market.
Yeah.
And coming back when they're all cleaned up, they can ride in the regular passenger equipment.
Yeah, you can be with everybody else.
But yeah,
The thing's that way, so.
yeah.
All right, Steve Mantia.
Well,
You've got some big things going on here.
yeah, I had brought a big building, yes. Speaking of Dirk, he managed the train show at Dupo today. And towards the end, I had a friend of mine who just has HO building, HO trains in that, and somebody gave him this O-scale building, and it comes to find out it is a Woodland Scenics building. So I thought I would bring it here because I thought it looks very nice, and of course, Ken had one in the
N scale.
The N scale, so
Yeah.
we've got the little comparisons in that. The
It's almost a window display for the O-scale.
yeah, really, it could be the way
Boy.
it works out. It's the little detail and all the stuff that way. So it just was very nice. The size comparison.
Yeah, fascinating.
Okay, I'm loving running camera.
All right.
Good.
Woo!
Working
I kinda
okay?
like this. I like my job. Hey, Steve, can you shoot me?
Can I shoot you?
Um,
Yeah,
Hold
be
on,
careful
I got
what
you.
you
now,
ask
careful.
for.
Wait, now, hold on.
I love these informal presentations that we are making here.
Yeah.
Let me give it a shot then.
Go ahead. Take the camera
Take
from
the
me.
camera, I'm
And
ready
you
to
get to
go.
run camera.
All right.
And I'm going to grab my tablet.
Are we gonna walk over somewhere?
No.
No.
You're good.
Okay.
I don't have a microphone on, but you guys are used to me not wearing my microphone. So I'm going to yell loud and pick up sound off of that camera somehow to do my little skit. And let me grab something else. Just have a good time with the camera.
Okay, we'll just have a good time there.
Hey, everybody.
Looky what I got. I've been wearing my Happy What's Neat jacket this week because it's been cold. And it's got it's just,
Okay.
I know, right here.
Open this up a little bit, because
You know what I'm leading up to?
we know where we're going with this.
Danny Yelsma sent us pictures of a lot of the wonderful people that received hats when they were at the big show out in Amherst.
Right.
And so I want to show all these wonderful, happy, smiling, What's Neat faces.
Shiny, happy people.
I know, right? How does this tablet work? Oh, God. Oh, no.
I'm glad we rehearsed the skit. This just works out perfect.
You can tell.
Those
Yo.
of you who accused us of being
Last-
a well-organized show.
Last week's show was fantastic. Okay, and I don't know. So these are a couple of gentlemen that received hats,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And he also
jackets
made their
too, yeah.
jackets for their groups. And he wanted to show
RVL,
us.
I
There's
can-
the back
oh.
of the jackets.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Right?
can't read what that is.
I know, I can't
Something
see
in New
anything
Jersey.
either.
Yeah.
These are nice. That's very nice. And also some of these folks got the What's Neat hats, and he wanted us to show the pictures of all the happy.
You gonna be able to splice these in?
I'm putting them on the screen right now while they're looking at them. Look at the Union Pacific stuff.
Cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't that wonderful? I love this jacket. Look at this.
Yeah.
I don't see his What's Neat hat, but I know he got one. They love
Nice.
us. Look at
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Denny did really well at that show. Here's a.
Catskill Mountain Railroad.
Do you know that railroad?
I've
Nope.
heard of it.
And I've got
Is
the
that,
next
is that
one.
one of those cog lines?
The
It might be.
I don't know. We went to the Chicago Northwestern GP7, which illustrates the fact that these logos can he can create almost any image. Now this is fun. Ready, set, go. Remember last week we showed the gentleman that had his Jeep, his Willie, reconditioned, made all brand new. You know, beautiful, beautiful thing. I think it was a gift for retirement or something to that effect. No, the jacket is a gift for retirement.
He's got a picture.
I
of
need
that
my show
Jeep.
notes, right? Where's my notes
Wow.
Where's the notes?
at? I need my notes. James, help me out here. I'm not going to edit this out. This is just hobby shop banter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This wonderful individual that I'm showing right now is the awesome owner of that Jeep, Walter.
All right.
Yes, this is Walter's jacket. He's wearing that. He's showing off the jacket
With the yellow Jeep.
in the first photo, and the second photo he's wearing it.
Wow.
just like I'm wearing
That's a snazzy looking Jeep.
mine,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So check it out. Denny stressed the fact that it is jacket season.
Yep.
And
Especially if you're driving a Jeep in this weather.
Right.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Port Authority,
top.
quality stuff. I believe Rapido might have had some beautiful clothing made. What a wonderful company, and they look good. So check it out. Stitched, not printed. Yelsma Graphic. Denny Yelsma has done so much for us. I think we should always give back. And so with that said, last week on the show, I hope you can hear my voice, we talked about this model railroad planning, and that was a great show that we shot last week. This show will never be as good as that one. But what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say is, I said, hey, listen, that guy built that layout. That guy, he adds on to his 1-foot shelf layout.
Tom Johnson? you
I
talking
wanted to
about?
say who
Tom
the
Johnson.
gentleman is. No, credit where credit is due. Model Railroad Planning. Tim Nicholson. Yours is the layout that I was referring to. You did this beautiful piece
Yeah.
in the magazine.
Look at that
Your
scenery.
photography is stunning. The detail work is just up and beyond. And I really enjoyed looking at your artistry. You nailed it, but he's the guy that made the little clip-on sections that'll clip onto the edge of your layout to make it bigger for the photo
yeah.
sections.
Okay.
So I wanted to call you out by name tonight because last week I said that guy, but I got kind of excited. So it happens when I see really good work, and that's what I've been seeing in these publications. So I've been working on some stuff this week, and that's what I'm going to show you, and I thought I would get up and do it live. This is a lift out section. You might want to get way back there, Steve, because this camera's going to mess this all up.
Okay.
See this lift out section? I built this way back in 2010, I think it was. Maybe 2011. I think I did a What's Neat video on it in the spring of 2014. And it was a bulletproof one. Well, it's been spending the last 10 years, I want to say, well, maybe the last 5 years, up in the garage. Because I had built a lighter, easier to duck under, okay? Well, aesthetically, it's not pleasing, and I've been redoing a lot of things on the layout as we talked about last week on the show, and showing some of the things that I'm redoing. And so I decided to pull out the old lift-out section and put it back in here. Because it's aesthetically pleasing. Now, these bushes are destroyed. They're more than 5 years of being smashed. They need to all be remade, I'm trying to say. But the fake fir has held up well. The ground foam, the wood, it hasn't warped. The track work is good. The ballast is a little cracky because, again, it's been out in the garage. So it goes into summertime from 100 and something degrees,
Right.
wintertime to 13 degrees or less. So the ballast, I wouldn't expect the eggshell ballast or the walnut ballast to hold up. But what a wonderful new lift-in section that's held in by hinges. It's bulletproof. It doesn't move. You can refer back to the What's Neat video. I also had to rewire the whole thing up. Another thing I'll bring up while we're here on this side of the layout is this bridge right here got completely shimmed out and leveled this afternoon. Simply because the model had a big dip in it. Now, I noticed this when we were running those 300-car trains on the layout. I could see them kind of snaking down. Well, this is not exactly a bad thing. The prototype dips. A lot of bridges and bridge piers are constantly settling in the earth. Look at this photograph. Everything I say, I back up. See this bridge? This is two 150-foot spans, 7 miles south of me, maybe 4 miles south of me actually, down by the what used to be called the Union Electric plant at the Merrimack River. And these two 150-foot truss spans, as you can see from this shot shooting straight up that bridge, those puppies are sinking. And if you look at the steel plates, it's already been leveled up and jacked up and leveled out with steel plates. So it's actually prototypically accurate to have your bridges sag in the middle. I just don't want that on this one. I want the thing to be smooth, no wrecks. Last thing I want is Broadway Limited engines rolling on their side off this bridge. But the fact is, I shimmed it out the same way the prototype would. I took pieces of styrene, cut them up into squares, painted them with the Rust-Oleum earth paint, and then shimmed them out underneath. And it came out dynamite, and it looks great. So slowly working my way all the way around this layout. It just takes time and costs money, so one little project at a time as we work our way through this.
What else we got to talk about, guys?
I don't know. I think that's about it. I keep saying I'm going to get to Volker Meissner over in Germany. He models the Tehachapi, California area.
Oh, yeah.
And his scenery is just amazing. I've never been out there, but when I look at his model scenery, I know exactly where he's modeling. So he did a little how-to on this tunnel portal.
Well, if you do go to Germany, Mike, you should go to Miniature Wonderland.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Oh my gosh, we were talking about that layout today. Dan Parmalee stopped by today. He's got a flight out of here early in the morning, like 5 in the morning. He's got to fly back to Reagan. In fact, he was flying over Reagan last week when all that bad stuff happened there. He told me he was okay right away at 2 o'clock in the morning, so I was very relieved about that. But the fact is, he was here. Here's a shot of him in the shop. We were working on some engines. He's waving. He's going to come back and visit with us. I love it when Dan Parmalee comes by. Yeah. He's doing an N-scale layout right now. He's really adding on to it. He saw the video with Gary Hoover, the drop-down sections.
Yeah.
And so the like a contagious virus, it is continuing now. He's going to use that design idea to make a whole loop drop down, because in N-scale a loop will fit.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really, really neat thing. So with that said, we've already got a train running tonight. We didn't talk about it very much. It's got our wonderful What's Neat boxcars in it. We have passed a milestone. We have sold 45 of those boxcars.
Oh, cool.
And we've sold some in N-scale too. So I look forward to seeing those on your layout, just like we looked at one last week. That was really fun. So like I always like to say at the end of the show, we're going to take our NCE system because it works. It's simple to work with. It never lets me do anything without asking me first, what do I want to do? Trust me, that's what I need. I am blonde, and it's helpful. It's wonderful. There's no reason to change it if it works, and this does, and that's why we abide by it and have it on the show. We don't ever talk about something unless we've used it. It's got to work. Mm-hmm. So with that said, guys, let's go run some trains.
And let's go Chiefs.
Yay.
Okay. What? Last week's show was fun. Was this awkward?
No, it was
Okay.
good.
Nope.
Let's do a thumbnail. I'm going to hold up our World's Greatest Podcast Award from James Wright.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Thank you for running camera. Oh, I got to run camera tonight. How much fun was that? Oh, Lord. All right, ready, set, and smile. Oh, you want to get in the picture, Steve?
Yeah,
Come on,
he needs
get
to
over here.
Well, how do we have to see
That's all right. We'll just let this fly.
Well, how does he get the camera set back up?
Ready, set, and... All right, good. Okay, I'm killing sound and killing two cameras. I just seemed awkward tonight. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's different when Josh isn't here.
Yeah,
He's the master showman.
He is.